Our history began in Elizabethtown, North Carolina, when a slave, Eliza McKoy, was born in 1802. She is the oldest member of this family on record. We could not find any records of marriage by Eliza, but we did find a record showing that she gave birth to a son named Jeffrey McKoy, who was born in 1832. Jeffrey was born a mulatto slave, which meant his father was Caucasian. Jeffrey McKoy married Effie Cromartie, another mulatto slave, and the rise of the McKoy family began. Of this marriage, there were 7 children born: Lizzie, Owen, Jeff, Andrew, William, Jimmy, and Maggie. Andrew McKoy, the 4th oldest child, married Julia Smith, and of this union there were 7 children born: Lena, Oscar, Andrew, Charlie, Effie, Lizzie, and Maggie. Andrew McKoy Sr. was also the father of Mamie Peterson, born in 1897. Mamie's mother was Manera Peterson. Mamie was very close to her siblings on the McKoy side of the family. Manera Peterson, mother of Mamie Peterson, gave birth to 5 children, including Mamie, Rodney, Frank, Haynes, and Thad. Mamie's brother, Frank Peterson, married Josephine Howard, and they had 1 child, affectionately called Katie Mack. She was a fun and all-around person. After moving to Wilmington, North Carolina from Elizabethtown, Mamie met Frank Green, and they eventually got married. Frank Green is the son of Francis and Phoebe Green, born in 1882 in Florence, South Carolina. Frank and Mamie Peterson Green were married on December 22, 1917. Frank and Mamie Green raised 13 children, including James, Ernest, Mary Frances, Mabel, Henry, Willie, Joseph, Joe, Frank, Chester, Dorothy, Daisy, and Joanna.
My mother's maiden name was Mamie Peterson. My father's name was Frank Green. My mother was from Elizabethtown, North Carolina. And my father moved here from Florence, South Carolina. That was way before I was born. Matter of factly, that night, we used to get together and sing, my sisters and brothers. And during that time, we didn't have television, so we had to make our own entertainment. And so my brothers used to tell us stories, older brothers used to tell us stories. And we would sing mostly Christian hymns, because my mother and father was very religious. My mother eventually became a minister in the church, and they were very religious.
Well, I was born in Wilmington in 1934. I was born on 6th Street and was raised on 6th Street. But they used to they had a time about with the twins. That night when you were born, your grandmother ran under the house when Dot and I were born. She said she was sick of babies, like she was having them, but she wasn't having them. She was being the babysitter. She had to be over everybody that was under her, the watcher. She had to watch all the babies. That's why she ran under the house when Dot and I was born. And that happened up there. That happened on 6th Street. My family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they mean so much to me. And those that are not here, I miss them dearly. And my two older sisters, I love them to death. Because we always had somebody that we could go and talk to if something happened. But I think I had a beautiful family. And my mother and my daddy, they were good people. And one,
My name is Poochie. Well, that's what I'm known as, Poochie.
Okay.
Born in 1941. I'm the oldest
Go ahead.
grandchild of Mamie and Frank Green. As a kid growing up, I always lived with my grandmother. And my mother would come down from 9:15 to come down to the house and check up on me. But I was always with my grandmother and my grandfather. I used to take my grandfather around after he lost his eyesight. I used to take him every place he wanted to go.
Still lives in you and me. Thank God for family. Thank God for memories. Thank God for blessing us with a family filled with love. Thank God that we're together. Now let's pray together for a family that prays together, stays together. Thank God. So Lord, I pray.
There are many more branches to our family history, and this is why we are celebrating today. Our ancestors' legacies will live on and continue for generations. McKoy, Peterson, Green Family Reunion.
Things that need your attention, and on you,